जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Chennai Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন. कृपया ध्यान दो.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, a laughing Joy Bhattacharya and a sulking Harsha Bhogle. More on that later. Right now, it's true. You know it. You're sulking with the two of us. Cut to his close-up. Cut to his close-up and put melancholic violin music. Dost, dost, na.
बदमाश कहीं के ये दो सीनियर आदमी को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं, नो रिस्पेक्ट फॉर एज सीनियरिटी.
Sir, हमारा love and respect is this only, with gentle leg pullings. Gentle leg pullings is equal to love.
No, but I can understand you. What about this distinguished erudite, gentleman of...
Sir, बुरी संगत रख ली है बेचारे, क्या करें?
Corruption.
That's right. This is the problem, sir. I've told you so many times, don't travel and leave him unsupervised for such long periods. That also with my influence. Hopefully you will stay in studio.
Gentleman of impeccable taste and breeding.
I hope you will stay with us a little more so that we become like you as well, because we have heard that Kharbooja turns wrong while looking at Kharbooja. So if you could please do that. Mixing up the muhavras. Today, Mumbai also got a little mixed up. They got a little mixed up when it came to their batting. They were put into bat, of course, by Chennai. They lost 3 wickets for 14. And then Nehal Wadhera and Surya Kumar Yadav did a bit of a recovery. Surya went. Then Wadhera and Stubbs, two youngsters, put a partnership together. But then after that, Tim David, they didn't get anything from their... They didn't get much, rather, from their big names today, right? Tim David, Cameron Green, Rohit, Ishan. None of them really contributing, and which means that Mumbai have kind of doddered and stumbled to 139, which leaves an easy target for Chennai. Easy enough target for Chennai, especially with that accomplished batting. And with Mumbai's bowling not being that much of a threat, looks like Chennai may just get Mr. Bhogle to number 2 position in a couple of hours.
Oh, okay, sorry, me. Okay.
You are Mr. Bhogle, after all.
No, I still think
Adhar
Mr.
Chekkaru Sarka.
I still think Mr. Bhogle is my dad.
True.
But 140, you look at the bowling figures.
Yeah.
We thought slow track, spinners. Spinners bowled how many overs and what did they go for? 4 overs 37 Jadeja.
Yep.
4 overs 28 Deekshana. Highest economy rates for the spinners.
Yeah.
So maybe the quicker bowlers who are hitting the deck and the ball's not coming on as you think it will might not be a bad way to go.
Yeah.
In which case the Archers and the Greens might still bowl well on this. So
They've got, what, 75 they've gone for in 9 overs, right?
Yeah.
And they got just the 1 wicket. And this is so... It's almost counterintuitive. When you think Chennai pitch, you think, oh man, spinners are going to come, they're going to dominate. You think Mahendra Singh Dhoni loves the spinners. But you're right, today the pitch is just doing a little different and maybe helping the quickers.
That's the thing. There are 2 parts to it. Pitch where the ball doesn't come on and the pitch where the ball turns necessarily. And this is, it's for whatever it is, it's not gripping enough for the spinners to get serious turn.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as if they're serious turn, but I thought also that Chennai opening bowling attack and Pathirana at the end bowled beautifully. They bowled really well to the conditions they had. And especially the dismissal of somebody like an Ishan Kishan. The ball's not coming on, slightly slower, you're cross-seaming it, the batsman missed timing, going straight up in the air. So they also, I think, whoever it is, they're bowling well to the conditions they have.
Yeah, but talking about Pathirana, of course, this youngster would play 2 games last season, but this year he's delivering right towards the end. And for that, we go to Mr. Bhogle, who will tell us a story about him.
here's someone told me this.
Okay.
That Dhoni saw Pathirana in the nets last year.
Yeah.
Right? Pathirana has been picked up out of nowhere. This just said as a junior Malinga. You got 25 players to pick. He'll come at base price. You can pick him.
Yeah.
He saw him in the nets and said, next year, he's my death bowler.
Wow.
Not this. Next year, he's my death bowler. Our common friend Sundar told me this.
Yeah.
Sundar Raman.
Yeah.
He said he saw him in the nets and said, next year, he's my death bowler.
It doesn't surprise you one bit, right? This story doesn't surprise
No,
you.
and he comes on when? He comes on in the 11th over now.
Yeah.
But this specialization with bowlers is still okay because you still get four overs out of them. A lot of batters are getting specialists in the finish and get 3 balls, 4 balls.
That's true, because
10
that's something
balls.
you can't, as we always say, bowling is proactive, batting is reactive. So you can't control that. But
No, but see, I think the point that he's making is absolutely. Nehal Wadhera has done very well today. Good for him. He got them to a respectable total. Tristan Stubbs got 20 of 21. Both of them literally were around 100 in the run rate. Point is that would you say that these are better batsmen than somebody of the quality of Tim David? I mean, does Tim David come in
they
after?
just thought this is more a track for an Indian batter than someone who hits through the line.
But even then, doesn't Tim David go ahead of Tristan Stubbs in your head?
Also, if you had sent Tim David with balls left, if we have given him those 5 or 6 balls to get used to the conditions.
Correct.
And then he could have maybe found his way by... And when he hits the ball, what is the old jungle saying? When you hit the ball, it stays hit.
Yeah. When Phantom hits you, it stays hit. Exactly.
When Tarzan hit ball stay hit.
Phantom.
When Phantom hits the ball, it says hit. But again, he's like Phantom only, Gayab. You don't see them, right? It's like, where is he? But they got to do that. You got to respect the conditions. Some pitches in India, of course, so batter friendly. You can go in and it looks like you got set at home and then came. But some require, as Harsha is saying, just a little bit, respect it a bit. Let them play 4 or 5 balls and have a look. Especially when you're in trouble and you're seeing no one's got scores, there are deliveries to play.
Yeah, I mean, at the point at which 18.3, at the point 17.3 is when Tim David walked.
Yeah, he came at 5 down.
Yeah.
He could have easily come in at 4 down.
Yeah, and that's my problem. See, I'll tell you, there are 2 things. That now, when you look at how the IPL plays, they play various standards. So originally it was you had a batting order.
Yeah.
Then you had a flexible batting order depending on the situation. Then the third iteration of that was you had a batting order depending on the number of overs. That means if it's 15 overs, it doesn't matter if you're 2 down or 4 down. This is the guy who's going
Andre Russell goes
into bat. Yeah, exactly.
Andre Russell, DK, Tim David. But these are all players who've played at a much higher level.
Yeah.
So by classifying them as players who can only play after the 15th over, you're actually doing them a disservice. I mean, DK now only goes in 15th, 16th over. DK has batted number 4 in a Champions Trophy winning side as a pure batter.
Yeah.
He's opened the batting on a tour of England where we had some of our most successful opening combinations, opening partnerships with Wasim Jafar and Dinesh Karthik.
Yeah.
So suddenly he can't become a Cricbuzz columnist and 20 ball batter.
Yeah.
It's perfect. But there is now this thing that they will only go in. Like Tim David today comes in with 15 balls left.
I didn't get that, to be honest. Like 4 down, you've got to...
I mean, Tristan Stubbs versus Tim David, just in terms of experience, even if I account for the fact that Indian player, Indian batter.
But David is in form.
In form, on song, confidence.
He just hit, the winning runs last night, smashed it in the end.
Yeah, 2 games ago. So you see that happens. But anyway, let's also talk about Tushar Deshpande because he's got the purple cap now. He's got a purple cap on his head. Right? He's got the most number of wickets. Tighter today, obviously, when you get the wickets, that is bound to happen. But there he is. This youngster comes out of nowhere and has now got the purple cap. These are just Chennai things.
Perfectly happy to repeat what I've said on this program before. Every year, there's one fast bowler who goes there and comes back with a bag full of wickets. From Mahendra Singh Dhoni to... No, not Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He was something else in Dhoni.
Manpreet
Singh Dhoni to Tushar Deshpande. Look at the list of people. Every year Dhoni says, okay, kaun hai, tu chal, le 18-20 wicket.
Yeah.
And they just come up and get wickets.
Yeah, and those guys also play for India. Maybe 2 matches, 4 matches, they'll play for India.
We used to have in the old
Mohit Sharma.
Yeah, this legendary kite flyer in Hyderabad. Everyone would say, ye ande ka manja hai, ye Gulzar House ka manja hai, ye idhar ka manja hai. He would say, patang hai, manja kaun sa hai, chalo pila ke dekhenge. Dhoni is like that. Acha, kaun hai player? Acha, I've got 2 bowlers, I've got 3 spinners. Chalo, khilte hain.
Yeah.
And he still makes players out of those.
Yeah, it is quite interesting how he optimizes the resources.
Okay. How many of you remember Sudeep Tyagi?
Of course.
Of course. After Dhoni was Tyagi.
And he played for India.
Dhoni, Tyagi, Mohit Sharma, all same list.
And Tyagi played for India.
And 1 year when none of these were around, he called Ashish Nehra.
Nehra.
That's true.
And apparently put 10 pieces of sticking tape on his spine just to hold him together and got him to bowl brilliantly.
Yeah, so that's just MS Dhoni doing MS Dhoni things. And today they've managed to keep Mumbai down to 139, which for their batting order, when you look at that, this batting order, it's a batting order, it's in form. You have the opening combination. Those 2 have been getting runs where they get them together, fair bit, but then one of them stays on and makes sure they go ahead. They will probably use, Joy, the same kind of formula that Gujarat used yesterday, right? Just the openers, go hard, get it done, just finish the game. Don't mess around, don't muck around.
I think
just
what
get
we've
it done.
learned, we've learned in this tournament is do not allow the opposition to get into the game. And I think if you bat naturally, these two, Conway and this thing, they're talented enough. They don't need to do anything stupid to, get for 50, 55 and over. Easy in the first 6.
Yeah, and also if you see that the pitch is, kind of sticky and doing something for the quick bowlers, these two are classical bats, both of them. Conway and Rituraj Gaikwad have the kind of game and the adaptability and the strokes in their book to play that kind of surface.
How many games this year have been won defending 140? 3 or 4 at least?
Yeah.
At least 3 or 4 games have been won defending 140. And on this surface, 140 is not as low as it seems. 140 is something to play with. Just a question of how Chennai play this game. Because they've got the likes of Dubey, for example, right, who'll just go for it straight away. So next thing you know, if you're 4 down, then that 140 can start looking much bigger. So what I'd be interested in seeing in this run chase is, do they let the asking rate go up?
Yeah.
Or do they play matching the asking rate? Because in so many games we've seen, which was the game, 130 to get, and the asking rate had become 12.
Gujarat?
Yeah, Gujarat. Asking
Gujarat,
rate became 12.
Hardik,
Yeah.
So I'd be interested in seeing whether they go with the asking rate, which is 7, and say, okay, we'll never let it go beyond 8, 8.5. Because on this track, suddenly it becomes 9.5, 10. One guy hits up, one guy gets a miss hit, and you're short of batters.
I have a feeling that maybe Conway and Gaikwad, both on song, in form, in flow, confident, they
just look at those partnerships. 1410. I mean, they've rarely failed. 4 failures out of the 11 matches.
Now, how many games have they played on these 130, 140 pitches? I think there's only one 130 game in Chennai. But I don't know how many other games they've played which have been these 130, 140 games.
Harsha, see one more thing. They've never failed together. They've never failed together. One guy or the other has always got going.
Correct.
And that means
Especially
there's
last 4
always
games.
going to be one set batsman all the time.
Especially last 4 games, 87, 73, 42, 86.
Yeah, so they're doing okay, and with the power play, I have a feeling that they are going to definitely max the power play. They're going to do what Gujarat did.
They have to.
yesterday. Low score.
They have to.
Boss the power play.
Also, see, they
Get
have
56
They have only
runs.
one run rate to worry about, really.
My guess, 56.
They have only one run rate to worry about. Very interesting, which is Lucknow.
Yeah.
Because they're the only other odd figure. Unless there's another rained out match, the only people they can be stuck with on run rate is Lucknow.
I'm going to check on the Cricbuzz app where on the points table what their net run rate is.
I think Lucknow's ahead of
CSK is
them.
plus 0.3, Lucknow's plus 0.6, so they can really make up today.
So that's what they'll try and do. They'll try and make
Yeah.
up on Lucknow. Lucknow is their worry.
Yeah, they can do that today. They
Yeah,
can
well,
jump.
I think Dhoni will say, first, let's get 2 points.
Yeah.
And let's see how we are placed going into the last 30 runs.
Yeah, look at us getting all presumptuous, right? And jumping the gun.
पहले points ले लो.
Yeah,
Run rate बनता जाएगा.
Yeah.
अगर points बन गए, तो we won't need to worry about run rate.
that's true.
So my feeling is on this track, he'll say, okay, let's come to 30. Let's come to minus 30, n minus 30. And let's see how we're going from there.
Let's look at the Mumbai bowlers real quick. They, of course, will make one change. They said they're getting Goyal in, right?
Raghav
Raghav.
Goyal.
Raghav Goyal is who?
Left arm spinner, played just in DY Patil, hasn't played first class cricket, hasn't played list A cricket, but they really rate him, and he had a great DY Patil tournament, took 5 wickets.
What's
and
going
DY
on?
Patil as one time used to be is the just precursor to auction and
Yeah.
What's going on in his head? How confident is he? He's bowling to a lot of left-handers, bowling
Excited,
to Moeen Ali,
no?
bowling to Conway,
Excited,
bowling to
I
Jadeja,
guess.
bowling to Dubey.
Yeah.
So excited is fine. Is he suddenly thinking, oops, I'm playing? So we don't know. We know so little about him. Just as the opposition batters know nothing about his bowling.
which is the thing. They have not scouted him.
Yeah. So you don't know how he's going. It's always good to see how a youngster goes. We don't know anything about him.
And of course, the rest of the bowling lineup also kind of youngsters, not very experienced. And when you have a look at that, Jofra Archer, of course, bowl 150, don't bowl 115. There's Arshad Khan, Akash Madhwal, and then of course Cameron Green, who will bowl. But then
Between them,
the old war horse Piyush Chawla.
Arshad Khan, Akash Madhwal, Cam Green,
Goyal.
between them, they've not bowled as many overs as Piyush Chawla's age.
That's true.
Perhaps.
As many as he's bowled or his age, you said?
As many overs as Piyush Chawla's age is. I don't think
Okay.
they've bowled 30 overs between them.
Yeah.
That's how inexperienced they are.
Interesting.
Fascinating. No, they haven't.
56 power play. What do you say, Joy?
51.
51.
39.
39? 39.
Just because two of you catch up at 50, I don't have to.
Conservative.
40s पूरे पड़े.
39.
That's the year cycle was at its best.
That's right. That's the year's music he likes the most, 1939. So that's why. It's fine. We also like it. What was the #1 song in 1939?
J.B. Bhattacharya. B for Brutus. B for Brutus.
J for Julius.
Where's the knife? There's
J
a
for
knife
Julius.
somewhere.
Julius.
There's a knife.
J for
Julius
Julius.
Brutus Bhattacharya.
B for Brutus.
Julius. That reminds me of that Amol
Jagamaga.
Palekar film with Ashok Kumar. Colonel Julius Nagendra.
Yeah, Julius Wilfred Nagendran.
Nagendra Singh. Very good. So that's what we're going to call him now.
That
We're
is
going to call Joy Julius.
Which year?
77.
So who's talking about movies in the 70s?
Me. 70s. I love movies in the 70s. They were great. Amol Palekar. Kya kar rahe hain, sir? Which is what you are looking at us and saying. Kya kar rahe hain aap log? Kuch nahi kar rahe, ja rahe hain. So we're going to leave right now. We are going to go get on our train. What does that mean? As Ashok Kumar would say, rail gadi, chuk 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 chuk, rail gadi. Okay, bye.
कहाँ से लेके आए इसको?
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন